Hey gang, and welcome to Tantrum House Studio 3. I'm Will Meadows.
And I'm Larry, the intern. And today we're going to take a look at Mobster Metropolis from Stormakten Productions.
Mobster Metropolis from designers Bergson, Ibsen, and Nord is a 2 to 4 player area control, bidding, hand management, card drafting, card battling, everything you could ever want in a game.
Backstabbing, and we got a prototype. It's coming to Kickstarter in April, and we want to check it out.
Mobster Metropolis is played over 5 rounds, and each round has 9 phases.
In the game, players act as mob bosses, trying to grow their business and increase their influence across different districts in the city.
Each round, a news story will be revealed and give players an opportunity to bid on a different bonus item.
Then players will draw cards and draft a hand of 4 cards, plus their starting card, before moving to the investment phase.
During this phase, players can buy new buildings to add to their turf, purchase vehicles, buy cards and recruits, and play investment cards from their hand. Once everyone is passed, they move to the Delegate Phase.
Players lay face-down tiles on each of the districts that their buildings cover. These can be financial, or they can add protection.
Next, any player with automobiles gets the opportunity to program them for later hits in the game.
Next, tiles are revealed, and then the police card is flipped. This nice little catch the leader mechanic usually punishes whoever is in the lead and is more gracious to the losing players.
Next comes the Drive-Bys. This is when players get to send out their pre-programmed cars to make attacks on specific locations. Players will duke it out using their combat cards and defense tokens. If the attacker wins, he gains influence as well as monetary rewards.
In the final phase, players collect the base income from each of their turfs as well as any income from remaining tokens. Then those tokens are cleared for the next round. Extra cards are discarded to the bank for $1 each, and then you are ready to begin the next round.
After 5 rounds, everyone cashes out and gains 1 influence for every $5, and then the player with the most influence wins. Alright, so that's Mobster Metropolis in a nutshell. We obviously didn't cover everything that goes into it. There's some setup stuff that happens for that very first round, but then once you get into it, you're going to go through those phases basically, and then there's plenty of different ways to play the game, but that's the quick peek at what the game involves.
Yeah, there's a lot of great mechanics. I enjoyed playing with Will and Ryan the other night. It was a lot of fun. What was really cool was all the mechanics. You can kind of change your strategy depending on which one you want to go with.
Yeah, it's a little bit heavier. It took us like 2 hours, I think, to play through it last night as a 3-player. It can play up to 4. You don't use the whole board when you're playing the smaller player counts, so that kind of narrows you in just a little bit. But a lot of different things going on. The rulebook is pretty thick for this one, but it's actually really well written. Like, we didn't have any trouble finding, what phase you're in, what to do. We had a couple minor questions, and we passed those on to the designer, and we got good feedback on him. So I know he's going to make a couple minor tweaks when this hits the final final version. But really, really solid gameplay.
One thing you have to watch out for is the backstabbing, and Ryan mastered it on me, which I was not a fan of him, but the backstabbing mechanic was a really cool element to the game.
Yeah, I think there's a couple nice ones in there. That is one. Be aware that that's in there. I know not everybody is a huge backstabbing fan, but there's plenty of that can happen. There's also that catch the leader. I was in the lead for most of the game last night, and I didn't really feel too bad because I didn't feel like I was getting punished by those things. Like it was, a 1 victory point loss or something like that. But it was nice to keep it a closer, tight game and allow Ryan to beat us both in the end.
So what you're saying is Will is too good for the catch the leader mechanic. You might want to watch out if you're playing with him.
That's right. Definitely be aware though that this is a more adult themed version. I mean, it is a mob game, so you're setting up things like casinos and brothels. Some of the card art's a little more gruesome. I would say this is definitely more thematically heavy than maybe The Godfather from Simon. So just be aware of that going into it. My kiddos probably won't be playing this one.
Yeah.
But it fits the theme well.
This is something you want to avoid with the 13 and under crowd. Keep it more toward the teens and adults for sure.
Yeah,
definitely.
but if it sounds like something that you might be interested in, then definitely check it out on Kickstarter soon. And be sure to subscribe to our channel as we'll have more Kickstarter previews coming your way all the time. I'm Will Meadows.
And I'm Larry, the intern, and today we're going to take a look at... I want to get it out of the way. Mobster Metropolis, Stormakten.
There's lots of different mechanics to be aware of. There's lots of... I'm going to start over here.
Stole my line. You really can... Man, I'm trying to say something about strategy.
One take
I felt like that was really good.
That was real good, yeah.